What up, I'm Sean, and I'm blessed to be able to say that I've created some of the most popular, most viewed Marvel and DC fan film, Comic-Con, cosplay type of videos on all of YouTube. And I'm gonna take you behind the scenes and spill the tea on all of it. Let's go. Number 10 is Joker and Batman at the Beach versus Harley Quinn and the Gotham Sirens. I don't remember if this is Emily's first video with us. It was definitely one of the first. She was new to the team, and here she's playing Catwoman. Lee, who you'd seen in a lot of videos, playing Batman. This is the old cast. People still ask about where they are. I'll tell you more about that later in this video. But this is one of the beach videos that has done very, very well on the channel here. We got a bunch of beach videos that have gotten into the tens of millions and even the hundreds of millions of views. Credit where it's due, give it up for these ladies. Like, they look absolutely fantastic, so it's no wonder why these videos are so popular. Now, a lot of these beach videos, we wouldn't really have much of a script, maybe a loose idea of where we know we want the plot to go, but it'd be a lot of improvisation. We'd roll up with props and kind of do what we do. Then again, that style can make you a little bit lazy. There's some other beach videos we did that didn't do as well. We felt like it was an easy fallback to, like, oh, we'll just go to the beach and shoot whatever and see what happens, and not enough planning went into it, and then those videos didn't do as well. But in this case, I think it was the perfect mix. We had a couple of gags, like we had this bit where Poison Ivy's trying to bring Harley Quinn into the water, and a little thing about, you know, Catwoman doesn't want to go in the water. And I think this one we had the ending. We knew what the ending was going to be. A lot of these videos that did really well with this particular cast had a lot of improvisation. But yeah, a lot of loose, a lot of fun, and it's easy to see why this video did really well. Everybody looks fantastic, did really great. I'm really happy with it. Number 9 is Spiderverse takes New York Comic-Con, 69 million views. Absolutely bonkers. This video has such a special place in my heart because it just nails so many of the things that I like best about doing these videos. It's got Comic-Con action, it's got huge crowds of awesome people in great costumes, it's got collaborators from home. I'm up in Toronto, and a lot of people from Toronto go to New York Comic-Con, and this particular year, the energy was just crackling. So a lot of people from home were there, rocking out, great costumes, beautiful ladies. There's been a lot of people affiliated with this channel who have gone on to do enormous things in other areas of entertainment, and Elise Loren is absolutely one of them. Beautiful woman. Every single time she's ever been on the channel, it has been an enormous success. The biggest shout out for this video I'd probably give to Jason as the Green Goblin. Jason is from Make 'em Laugh Films. Check them out, Melf Studios, on Instagram and YouTube. One of my best collaborators, one of my best friends. Can't say enough good things about this man. Such a great attitude. Everywhere we go, he really knows how to, like, make a wild scene happen, get in the mix with whatever's going, and anytime we get together, it's always produced great videos. I came home from this trip, I think there was 5 videos that I got out of this New York Comic-Con trip that did over 10 million views, and it's one of those situations where you think you got something good, and then it turns out that you were right. I remember being at the airport on my way home and feeling like a character in a movie with an attaché case with $100,000 cash, hoping that customs doesn't look at it. Only in my case, it was memory cards. I knew what I had, and I knew that it was gold, but even then, I could not have been prepared. There's another video that's coming up on this list that's from this exact same edition of New York Comic-Con, and just talking about it now is bringing back so many great memories and so many wonderful feelings. Number 8 is Spider-Man Goes in the Pool. Oh man, this video was nuts. We made it in probably an hour. The ladies in this video were doing this photo shoot, already had it planned, and when I heard about it, I said, hey, can I bring my Spider-Man and throw him in the mix and just make a little video? And they said, sure, bring him. And it probably took us 45 minutes to make this video, and it's real short, but it's impactful. It was already at a couple of million views within a couple of days. Probably still to this day, my fastest growing video, the fastest video to get to a couple million views, which was nuts. I'm probably gonna spend more time talking about the video than the video actually takes to watch, but I will say Napper, who is the guy in the Spider-Man costume, he was the second regular Spider-Man that we had on this channel. I tried to get him to be my first full-time employee on this channel, but he had other aspirations for his career, and that didn't work out. As a lot of you well know, things didn't work out with some of the members of the cast of this video as well, but that's a story coming up later. Number 7, Spider-Man and the Joker versus Green Goblin, Who Kidnapped Mary Jane. 75 million views. I was telling you a little bit ago about my friend and collaborator Jason, Make 'em Laugh Films. This was a trip where I went down to Florida, where he lives, to make videos with him and his crew. We made a whole bunch of videos. This is the one that did the best, but again, they all did really well. The crazy thing about this video is that it got caught in the first adpocalypse. So when they brought out that whole not safe for all advertisers label, this video was kicking ass and continuing to get views and earning me money over a couple of years before YouTube pinged it and said not suitable for all advertisers, and all of a sudden it basically got shut off. A couple of more years went by, and out of nowhere that classification got removed and it started earning money again. And then came the second adpocalypse, because they never tell you what you've done wrong, right? YouTube, they just say, oh, you violated the policy. So I don't know whether it was the word kidnapped in the title or the insinuation of, I don't know what, but it was too extreme for advertisers. And then it got caught in the next adpocalypse where now it's classified as made for kids. So this video that was either too sexy or too violent back in the day is now made for kids. I don't get it. I get that like it's colorful superhero stuff, and so it's easy for someone who really doesn't know what we do to look at it and assume it's kids content, but super fun to make. I'm really proud of how well it did. This is not my regular crew, so it was really fun to get in the mix with these people and find out that they're actually really talented. That was great. And Jason, the genius at work as always. It's always fun when him and I get together. Some of the other videos that we shot on this trip didn't do as well out of the gate, but then really picked up over time. So that was another trip that we got, you know, hundreds of millions of views across several videos out of just a few days in Florida hanging out with my bud. Also, one of my best thumbnails, I think. Number 6, the Joker Vs ComicCon, 86 million views. This is another video from that same trip to New York Comic-Con that I was just talking about a couple of videos ago. And of course, this one is such a point of pride for me because it features no big cast. It's just me by myself doing my thing, running around New York Comic-Con, doing these little vignettes with all these cosplayers, making stuff up on the fly, having fun, and what do you know? It hit like crazy. 86 million views later, it continues to get watched and do really well. So that trip to New York Comic-Con was a bit of a game changer. You could even say a life changer for me. And this video is something that I'll be fun to show my daughter one day and talk to her about in terms of like, apply your passion to whatever you're doing and make lots of stuff, because you never know what's gonna be that thing that goes to the stratosphere for you and changes your life. This video and this Comic-Con season that year back in the day when we made these videos was a huge turning point for the channel. I mean, we were already big, we were already growing fast. When the videos from this Comic-Con did this well, it put us on a whole other level. Number 5, and now we're getting into the 100 million views plus club, SpiderMan vs Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. This video I'm so mad about because it was growing so fast and so huge and earning me a lot of revenue. This video got slapped with the Made for Kids label, and I'm so resentful about that because yes, I can see why, like I said, why someone who doesn't understand what we're doing would think it's a kid's video to glance at it. But if you pay attention to the script, it's actually like a satire of the whole adult collector culture. But YouTube is not there to get into the nuance of what you're doing. This video was just made in the front yard of my house. And it was actually kind of funny because in the middle of us making it, one of my neighbors was coming home and he was mad. He was trying to tell us to get lost. We shouldn't be doing this here. It doesn't look good. And I'm just like literally laughing at him going, it doesn't look like to who? And everywhere we go where people are seeing us do our thing, literally everyone, if they even bother to care, thinks it's awesome and hilarious. So anyways, made this video in the front yard with some toys that we already had. And so Napper is Spider-Man in this one. So many of the videos I made with this guy are over the moon successful. Rogue, who's playing Wonder Woman in it, miss her to death. She's fantastic. She didn't continue with the show because there was a bit of personnel stuff behind the scenes. Hope she's doing well. And Lee, of course, as Batman, really got nothing nice to say about that guy at all. He stole tens of thousands of dollars from me on his way out the door. He called me his brother at one point, and I thought we had like a certain kind of friendship and thought I could trust him, and spent tens of thousands of dollars on a dream project of his. And then once all the bills were paid and the checks cleared, he tried to kick me out of the project as if he was gonna get to keep it and do the business of it without me, even though I'm the one that paid for everything and the whole idea to do it was mine. So that's one of the factors that led to him leaving the show, for those of you who keep asking. Jeff, as Superman, he's still around, he's still in the mix. I don't see him as much since lockdowns and whatnot, but hopefully we're gonna get him in more stuff soon. Number 4, Jedi Elsa vs Sith Elsa. 135 million views. Absolutely nuts. This one features my very, very good friend Danielle, who doesn't really do cosplay or acting much anymore because she's a mom. Her boy is about 1 year old now, I think, but she was in a whole bunch of videos. Oliver was Spider-Man in this video. He was the third guy who was a regular Spider-Man on the channel, and I probably did the most amount of videos with him, so a lot of success with him as well. Yours truly, myself, as Kylo Ren. The point of this one, we did 2 videos that touched on this subject, where that whole, I don't really see it so much anymore, but there was a time when these Spider-Man and Frozen Elsa videos, the videos that went on to become Elsagate, were an enormous thing on YouTube. So we did a couple of videos that were a satire of that phenomenon, and people who don't get it or aren't paying attention see our videos and think that we're just cashing in on this goofy trend. In fact, if you look at the comments on this video and the other one, a lot of people are kind of going, oh no, not you too. You're not doing these stupid Spider-Man and Elsa videos too, are you? Say, no, it's a satire of that whole phenomenon. But a fun story for you, that whole Elsagate thing, my channel started it by accident because I was doing videos, like my street prank videos, and they always had that phrase real life superhero battle in the title. So those were like the street prank videos where we're like 2 guys, horsing around the costumes, whatever, Spider-Man versus Green Goblin, stuff like that. So other channels, seeing that formula working, started making their own versions of those videos, except instead of putting the work into it or doing like the public spectacle thing, they would just go to Spirit Halloween store and get Halloween quality costumes and horse around on a playground and crank those videos out. And it's those channels that slowly evolved into the Spider-Man and Elsa videos over time. And then that was one of the first adpocalypses where they kept on pushing the envelope to try to get views and started doing really inappropriate things in a lot of those videos. And YouTube came out and shut all those guys down literally overnight. Like went to bed in the morning and YouTube was filled with all these Spider-Man and Elsa videos with the yellow thumbnails. Wake up in the morning and all those channels are gone. And I was actually getting advice at the time to be more like those channels. And if I would have, I probably would have got shut down too. But I didn't and went on to make even more awesome videos. Number 3, SpiderMan Vs Shark with Mary Jane, 147 million views. And you know what's crazy is that if YouTube dinged this one and said made for kids, I might not even blame them because it does have a little bit more of an immature quality. Although I think I would win the appeal because I could send them to certain screenshots of Mackenzie as Mary Jane and be like, that looks like a little bit too much bum showing for a kid's video. This one has a lot of clever gags I'm really proud of. This is definitely one where we really did not have any script at all. We had the whole shark gag in mind, but other than that, we literally just went to a toy store in the neighborhood of this beach, bought some toys and whatever we saw that had Spider-Man on it, went down to the beach, made it up as we went along, and had it all lead towards the whole shark gag at the end. This is the last video on this list that Mackenzie is in, and when that old cast had the big thing where they walked off, one thing that I've talked about here and there but not really addressed in any big way is how it all went down around the time that my daughter was born with a rare liver issue. She's fine now, bless our whole family and everything everywhere for that. But at the time, it was really, really scary and harrowing for my family. And I'm dealing with that. And the people who I thought I could trust, this cast that was like the regular cast in the show, they kind of left them in charge of making the videos. And I don't know whether they got cold feet about the direction or whatever, but like it just, the whole vibe changed and the atmosphere turned toxic and they all walked off. And then I didn't realize till later on that, it was because Lee was trying to kick me out of the film project that I had financed, and he wanted to steal that from me. So I understood why he was trying to make me some kind of villain and making an enemy out of me. But Mackenzie specifically, like, she's the one who I knew the longest, and she's the one who I kind of like had the most faith in. And I thought we had like something really special, like that we were going to get rich together and do really big things in the movies and stuff like that. I gave her a backpack full of cash as a bonus for this video crossing 100 million views. And it was only a couple weeks after that she was telling people that like I fired everybody because I owed them money and didn't want to pay them, or just some of these other things that I hear as rumors of what these people said and whatnot to justify why they were treating me like garbage while I was in and out of the hospital with my baby who I think is going to die. Like, it was a horrible, horrible time in my life by the people I trusted the most. This video is still good though. Still glad the video did really well. Thanks for that. Number 2, SpiderMan Vs Black Cat. Real life superhero movie, 293 million views. and probably a quarter of those are monetized because this was the first video that got pinged in the adpocalypse with that not suitable for all advertisers label. And I guess you can sort of see where they're coming from with some of these shots where, at least in that Black Cat costume, you can, and it's at eye level so many times, but boy oh boy did it bring in the business. People love looking at her, man. It is no surprise at all why the top 2 videos on this channel, and also 2 of the most popular videos on all of YouTube, have that girl as the star. She is the real deal. She's one of the best looking people that's ever existed. She's got a fantastic attitude, total pro, a joy to work with, game for whatever. Like, she is just so cool. And if I could go back in time and put a lot more work into buddying up with her, doing more videos with her, out of all the people that have gone on to bigger and better things, she has gone on to very, very big and bad things. Put her name into Google and you'll see what I'm talking about, but don't do it when the kids are around, I'll tell you that much. Brandon, who's playing Spider-Man in this video, was her boyfriend at the time, and it was just like one of these spur-of-the-moment ideas, loose plot, no script, and we actually had to do it in 2 pieces because the first time we got together and did it, her wig kept falling off and we couldn't get it to stay put, and with all the running around and getting jostled, we had to stop and get back together another time. But we did, and the video turned out amazing. It has never not been in my top 5 most watched videos in my analytics at any point since it's been uploaded. If I go in right now, it's going to be in the top 5, and it's no wonder why. Elise, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you did to this channel. Number 1, we're finally at it, the monster, Spider-Man, Spiderverse Flash Mob, 703 million views. And come to find out, when you take out kids content and music videos, in terms of just YouTube videos, this is the number 10 highest viewed video on the entire site. Absolutely unbelievable to think about that. And to think that it just came from a Comic-Con locally here in Toronto, where I had put together a bunch of people who I knew were doing a Spider-Man thing for that Comic-Con. So I had everybody get together for a meetup that I ended up missing because I was away and missed a flight getting back. So I was a day late, missed the meetup, and thought, well, let's instead get together after the Comic-Con on just like a weekend afternoon or something. Got all these people together and went running around downtown, spent an afternoon having fun and making a scene, all this kind of stuff. Now, the Spider-Verse story in the comics had just happened, so there was no Spider-Verse movie. If you said Spider-Verse at this point, nobody but like the nerdiest of the nerds even knew what you were talking about. So we did this video, and I'm supposed to be playing one of the time and dimension hopping vampire people that are the bad guys in that story, and that's who I'm supposed to be in this video. So they defeat me really, really quickly, and then we get on to just the fun of these spider characters running around, making a scene, sharing pizza. Absolutely bonkers. Some of the people in this video don't even cosplay anymore, aren't even part of the community, aren't in the scene. Elise is a star is born with this video. She was new in town, hadn't really done much in terms of modeling or entertainment yet. Brandon, who would go on to become her boyfriend, they met making this video with me, which is kind of fun. Oh, and here's a fun story. Nobody in my circle or anywhere in Toronto or really anywhere had ever seen a video get up to 100 million views. So around the time this video got up to that milestone, I got a message from a guy I knew from like the social media scene back in the day, and he was doing corporate videos at this point, and he messaged me and he says, "Hey, can I ask you something?" I said, "Sure." He says, "Did you buy those views?" And I was like, "No, I would never do that." "What are you talking about?" "Okay, well then can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." "How do you get 100 million views on one video?" And I just had to laugh. Like, it's just, I guess, the right combination of great concept, clickable title, eye-catching thumbnail, and luck. A lot of luck and timing, I guess. This video still gets clicked on, still gets watched, is still growing. I mean, it's got to, if it's over 700 million views, that's absolutely nuts. And some of the people in this video would go on to be collaborators of mine for years and years and years. Some of them I haven't seen since we made this video. You never can tell. A lot of great memories of doing this video, and this video really changed my life in a big way because I was doing YouTube full-time even though I couldn't afford to. I was really struggling to, survive, pay the rent, all that stuff. And so this is one of those videos that did really, really well right away. And just maybe about a week after I had published it, I was in my analytics and there was a huge jump in the numbers. And I realized that even if that's a spike and it it went right back down again. The amount of ad revenue it has earned means that I'm not gonna have to worry about the rent for 3 months. And I had been living this hand-to-mouth existence, struggling, starving artist kind of style for years at this point. So I started crying. The emotion was so overwhelming. And my girlfriend, who's now my wife, came running. She's like, oh my God, what's wrong? I'm like, I worked so hard. And then the video it was not a spike. It stayed up like that. And then all the other videos started doing really well. And then from then, basically until pandemic lockdown started up and all the trouble I had when my daughter was born and the cast that I had and all that drama went down, it was a fantastic run as one of the biggest and most fastest growing channels on the entire YouTube website. So proud of that. And who knows what the future has in store. New concept, new things. The world keeps on turning. Tastes change. Trends swap out, right? One for the next. But we're always going to just be experimenting and seeing what we can make happen and having a lot of fun doing it. So thank you for taking this trip with me down memory lane. It was fun to relive a lot of this and a lot of the stuff I haven't talked about or even thought about in a lot of years. So this was awesome. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the behind the scenes of all this stuff, what goes into making these highly successful, to say the least, YouTube videos. And I'm just going to keep making more. So here's looking forward to when we do another one. If you're not subscribed already, hit that button. In fact, click join, become a member, support the channel, help us keep doing this, and I'll keep on making the funny for you. Team Super Funny, that is. I know, that was cheesy.